as good as War Gods. Let's see what options are first. I don't really know any, well, I'm just saying this on easy first because I'll never make it. Controls. I have to press start to access things in the control menu. Great. Okay, so the top 3 buttons and A. That's all right. Sure. I don't really have that much to say about this game going into it. It's like almost the same game to me as War Gods, really. Apparently there are 8 characters and 2 bosses that I can get by entering the code. That's not a lot. I'm trying to think if that beats War Gods. I think War Gods has 9-ish. I don't know. Well, the story. He's only attacked when threatened or provoked, but whatever the story behind this game is, he's gonna kick some ass. A thing that this game brings up to me that I actually changed my mind about, having read the anthology up to the point that I've read it at past the halfway point in the library, and I've read all the other pieces about it, front and back. And there's nothing wrong with the attacks, I guess. Okay, so special, which is mapped to the A button, is a thing I build up, I guess. So that's okay. Oh, so it's up, left, and down. C's, and then C right is block. Okay. Alright, and then I'm dancing. What the fuck is that? Well, anyway. Since it's not easy, the first person on easy is always a pushover, but by the time we get like 4 or 5 rounds in, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare for me, because I'm already bad at fighting games. So when you're bad at fighting games, you're even worse at bad fighting games. I don't know. People. Skips around. It's a weird animation. He doesn't run. He just like it's a long jump or something. I was saying something. I used to say that the thing about the N64 library was that there weren't that many really bad games on it. But the writer of the N64 anthology wrote it a different way, and that I like it a lot better, and I think is a lot more accurate. Which is that, you know, given especially that I've just played War Gods and I hated it, and I'm playing this, and I have very low expectations. And basically anytime I play a fighting game on the 64, I'm going to have really low expectations. And we know all the games by Titus are pretty much terrible. The N64 library is less about there not being that many really bad games because they avoided shovelware. But there's like no mediocre games. It's most of the games, like the reason that I love this console is because you think of games and you just think of some absolutely fantastic games. And the reason you forget about the number of bad games there are, but you don't really think of them as being not that bad. They're really bad. There's no mediocre games. Wow, is this the same place? It's only, there's like no difference to the background. Like, I mean, there's different, the background, like, I mean, the background, the actual backdrop is different, but it's like, even the texture of the floor has nothing different about it. Like, what? I don't know what the special is supposed to be used for. I guess the way that they're implementing this button, the special button, is that... Okay, so yeah, it's actually a little bit like War Gods where you can sidestep, and that's the 3D element of it. So we're like neck and neck with War Gods right now. It's sad. I like the look of my character. I don't think that the character himself looks that bad, but it's... I don't know. I'm not a fan of the fact that the default win conditions are 3 matches instead of 2. I don't want to have to play this game longer. Half the time in fighting games, I just want to get to the end of it, and I want to beat the game with that character, so I actually, when I was a kid, a lot of times I would set it to sudden death, like in Mortal Kombat. Easy actually is easy this time. So far. Side steps. It's not exactly like Tekken where these actually like move themselves into combos. It's just I'm just hitting the buttons. I don't know. But at least if this is the way that the matches are going to go, I assume that the difficulty is just going to shoot right up by the time I get to like the separated fight, or the boss fight. Theoretically, I could actually beat the game with all the characters. Apparently there are endings, like you'd find in like Mortal Kombat 4. I don't think I care about any of them. It's one of those few games that I have such a low expectation that I don't really care what's happening. I don't care about the story. I don't care about these characters. I do think the characters look pretty cool, but no connection to this game whatsoever. At least they changed the texture of the floor for this one. This actually doesn't look half bad. I don't know why, like, they changed the color of the floor from the first and second, but they didn't change the texture at all. They didn't make any sort of effort to have it, you know, like a different way, except for the background. I like how Player 2 always has the alternate color palette map, like, because when I was going and selecting people and I considered picking this dude that I'm fighting right now and he was red. So the opposite player always has to have the alternate color palette. Doesn't make any sense. That means the characters don't mean anything. If you're supposed to, like mirror matches in Street Fighter are there because the alternate color palette was implemented after the fact, so that you could actually pull it off. You don't just give them, they don't just show up one day looking a different color. It's like who that character is. This character that I'm fighting, if red is his default, it should be red. Doesn't mean because he's player 2, he's red. He's not red, rather. It's dumb. That's really dumb. I don't feel like I've gotten better at this game, but I'm just winning. I do wish that I'd put this on normal so you'd at least see me like struggle or have to get better at it. By the end of this run, I'll be fucking up, but still on the 3rd match, and I haven't found it anywhere. Maybe on future run-throughs, I'll start with. See, I just got it perfect. I never get that in fighting games. His name's Aaron. Why? It's Aaron. I I mean, I guess he's a soldier or something like that, which, again, I'm not sure exactly what the story is. I didn't even bother to watch it. So I have no idea what's going on, but his name's Aaron. At least call him Adam or something like that. Adam Bomb. That's impressive. That doesn't even make sense. No, I'm thinking of the guy from War Gods, who was like nuclear. What was it? It was like Warhead or something.
Something stupid.
It was something stupid.
He was like the American guy.
Yeah, he was the American, which meant he had a crazy thing about nuclear weapons. No, this was the 90s. Yeah.
Well, whatever. This was that period of time when nuclear shit was important.
Battle commence.
I think what you mean is that it was that period of time after it was actually serious that we could make jokes about it and name stupid fucking video game characters after them. You know who this character reminds me of though? Is actually Valdo from Soul Calibur. The way he keeps doing that like handstand flip thing. He can, I promise you, he cannot hold a candle to Valdo. His handling is just gross, honestly. Like the attacks seem alright for the responsiveness, but movement is like FIFA 64 levels of delay, which was really, really bad. Oh my god. Somebody actually learned how to play. The AI actually like showed up. Not that I thought I was gonna lose that, I just thought the timer might run out because it just kept running away. It was actually good at blocking and shit. I noticed that nobody I've fought has done like a Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter type of special move. Like, I know I haven't because I don't know these controls, but I figure that the opponent will at least, even on easy mode, will have some idea of how to use their character. Like, this dude literally has, from what I can tell, has like a big gun. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. He looks like a Space Marine of some kind. He's not used it or anything. This is our third round. He hasn't used it except to bash me in the head with it. Like, why are they designing these characters with things that they're not going to use properly? From what I can tell about my character that I'm using right now is he's like the T-1000. And he can, like, his name's Morphix, too, so, like, he could theoretically, like... Alright, she's got a lightsaber, and she kind of uses it like a fencer, so I actually like that character design. I'm digging that one. I don't know what the rest of her character is, like, her like, model is, but as far as the whole sword thing, I'm alright with it. But, like, my character, I keep seeing him transform into, like, a sword. But he hasn't done anything else with it, so I don't see the point. His arms could just be swords. He could just be Wolverine, basically, with the fucking arm blades, for all I care. Or he could be Valdo from Soul Calibur with the things that he holds out on his arms. Or Vega. He could be Vega. If he only ever turns into one thing, then what's the point of having him be a transforming type of T-1000 style guy? I was more referring to the T-1000 aspect of it. Transformer with a lowercase t. Do you like my shoes? They're Vans. Transformers?
Are you referencing the movie?
No, I've seen the first movie, and it has been like 10 years. Like came out in like 07, so almost 10 years. No, I'm referencing a meme of like probably Optimus, but I don't care which one. Just they have Vans on their feet. They're like, you like my new shoes? They're Vans. Why does she boop every time she moves? She sounds like a supermarket checkout. Holy shit, you bought a lot of bootios. Boop, boop, boop. He's actually beating me too, so. Like I said, the AI got ranked up. About time. Now I'm gonna lose and just struggle to get anywhere close to being. Her name's Eve because she was a supermarket checkout girl in the past, and I could just use her name. Oh wait, no, I said that his name should be Adam. I was gonna say, there's another character named Adam, but no, his name was fucking Aaron. They done messed up and called him AA. Should have called him Adam, because this is Eve. If anybody's watching this, they're like, why doesn't he just block? Like, do you think I remember that there's a block button in any fighting game I've ever played? Shit, get swept on that one. Too bad. Is this supposed to be like the Garden of Eden? Like we're outside. This is again like the environment is okay. I don't like the distance of it though. Like how far away everything seems while we're fighting this flat. It's just a really weird perspective that we keep bouncing around this arena and we never get any closer to anything besides just a flat space. Yeah, I don't use the block button, I just try to jump over people, which is usually my moves. The sad part is all she's doing is mashing one button when she tries to attack me. Or doing a light sweep. She doesn't stop beeping. Like, why does she beep every time she moves? Except for when she hits me. Like, she only gets a certain number of moves until until a bomb explodes inside her chest or something, and that beep is... I don't know what that... Whatever happens is when she hits me, she doesn't get penalized. Any non-lethal move gets a boop. The worst part about playing a really boring game is you very quickly run out of things to say about it, because it really is just boring. Like, it's already looks like it's getting repetitive, I'm sure. Because I only know how to do so many moves, and it's not like you can really just, hey, okay, quarter circle. They're quarter circle moves, but the thing is you have to reach down to the A button to do them. They're not moves that happen, like, organically. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other ones. Stop it. Really? Now I can't even do it again. So we know one move, it's a Hadouken.
Battle commence.
Every enemy just always knows how to block all the time. It doesn't matter what difficulty setting you're on when you're playing fighting. They always know how to do it. Always just fucking right on it with that fucking blocking shit. Jesus, like... Like I said, like, it's already sluggish, like, trying to move. That animation, when I actually managed to like... That's such a long animation for a move like that. Like, by the time I'm ready to do that, she can already be, like, running up to me. See? What's the point of that move? It takes so long to do it. This is one of the most sluggish handling games I've ever played. Along with FIFA. FIFA 64 is just the same way. It's the reason it's bad is because it's incredibly sluggish. Like, there's no excuse for it. It's not like frames are being dropped in this animation. It's not like there's just constant slowdown from trying to render too many things at once. Look at the backgrounds. There's nothing there. They're just static. Why is it just everything is so slow? Is she like supposed to be the training robot or something? Is that why she groups every time she moves?
She's the training robot, but she's bad at her job, so her programming keeps going.
I think the thing about Street Fighter, the reason the moves, even if they have long animations, they work so well because if you're a new player, you can do it by accident. And that's why it's so appealing the first few times you play. You don't have to experiment with every single button just to get something that looks more interesting than punch or a kick. The same thing happens with Mortal Kombat. As long as you know the general idea, like, you can fork... What am I trying to say? You can, like, stumble your way into it. With Dark Rift, like, I literally just fought 4 complete matches without ever once pulling off a special move or seeing my opponent pull off a special move. And I had to put in the conscious effort to find out if there was any special moves I could pull off without looking at a manual or something like that. And that's just a design problem. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Are you kidding me? Kick. Hey. Fine. I like how this one runs out too, like, I'm pretty sure that anybody else's move that's like that, the quarter circle, fireball, anything, it actually, like, makes it across the screen. It doesn't just die out because you're too far away. I could be actually wrong about that, but like, seriously? Fucking seriously?
Street Fighter go all the way across the
Right? They do, right? They don't nerf it because you're trying to do it from far away. The nerfing aspect comes from the fact that it takes 3 seconds. That's the nerfing. Like, okay. I hate that that's something you can block because it does not look like something you should be able to block. So it's almost useless, actually, now that we consider that it has a definite range, it takes way too long to execute it, and it can just be blocked straight out. It's almost useless. And it's the only special move I know how to do so far. So see, now I'm finding objective things to say about this game that I don't like, instead of just having low expectations and not having them be fulfilled, like, beaten. I can legitimately say that that move is stupid. Even if I connect it, I feel like it doesn't do enough damage. Can I get a win by default? Nope, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You lose.
Oh, this is stupid. This is such a fucking horrible game.
Battle commence.
This is a sequel too. For anybody who doesn't know that, this game is a Nintendo 64 exclusive sequel to an already terrible fighting game called Criticom that came out on the PS1. Here's the actual history of the series that you might have wanted to know in case you ever consider playing a game that looks nothing like this game. Don't buy Criticom and don't buy Cardinal Sin, because those are two games that are from the exact same series. This is the second game. Criticom was like a long box, like early PlayStation 1 game. And then they went back to the PlayStation 1 for a game called Cardinal Sin. They're all the same kind of game. They're all fucking terrible. Case in point. But the problem with them, of course, is the fact that none of them look like they're connected. So this is me telling you. Beware of those games that look interesting or unique or some bullshit like that, because they're not. I haven't even played them, I just want to see them. I played this one. Look at it. How did they do much better? Oh, fuck you. I hate you. I fucking hate this. I hate this.
You lose. Battle commence.
Why did they pick 90 seconds for the timer? It's usually 99 seconds if they're gonna go that high. I'm nitpicking, but I'm adding bullshit on it. That's what it is. There's more things. The more I think about this game, the more I think it's bullshit. Fireball. Hey, it connects for almost no damage. You've already nerfed it 3 times. It's like playing chicken. It's not even gonna reach her. That doesn't even reach her. That was the fastest these characters have ever moved. It was me running with a baseball slide. What? Oh my god. If you're gonna attack me, just do it. For God's sake. Wow. Fucking wow. This is ridiculous.
Battle commence.
Like, there's only that tiny little bit left of health, and I know that I should be able to take it out, but I don't want to take my chances because my character moves so slowly, and the AI knows what it's doing, that I know for a fact I won't be able to pull off a move. given the situation we're in, that the AI will fuck me over like that. And lo and behold, it actually happens, even when I'm not even trying to go on the offensive. Not like I'm trying to block. Like, even the block animation, like, if you've done even, like, the simplest of any other animation in this entire game, you can't get the block animation fast enough to actually do what you want. Which is why I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. I feel like it can't do anything because everything moves so slowly.
Battle commence.
Oh my god. Like, the difference between this and Killer Instinct is with Killer Instinct, I know that I don't know the game well enough to actually get past the point that I start to struggle. With this, it's more like, okay, I don't know how to do any more special moves, but the reason that I'm losing isn't because I can't do any moves. It's because I try to do a move and it's so goddamn slow. Everything feels like it's moving in slow motion. Like, I know it doesn't look like it, but when you press a button on the controller and it takes, there's just delay. And I know that, like, it would be like the computer is dealing with the same sort of delay, but they already know their way around it, which is why they work. Oh my god, I actually. See, like, he has to finish that animation. I was holding the block button through that entire animation, but I'm getting into the habit of, like, holding the block button, and I don't fucking believe this. I'm getting into the habit of holding the block button as I finish any sort of attack, and you can see it goes to the block stance as soon as humanly possible, which still takes an unbelievable amount of time. I'm gonna beat this chick. Fucking button mash. Hope that I figure out a crazy ass degree of animation that actually can outmove, I guess. Just move quicker than her. It's not happening so far. Like, does she have a 3-hit attack or a 4-hit attack? We don't know when to start our own attack. We don't know when to break. Theoretically, half my attack should be fast enough to get through that last one because she has should have like a longer animation. But no. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. I'm further away than I should be able to not be hit by that, but apparently not.
Battle commence.
You guys see why it took me so long to start this game? I put this off. Oh my god, you know what's next? You know what's actually after this game though? Star Fox. I can play Star Fox with my eyes closed. I love that game. I could play with my eyes closed. I wouldn't have a perfect problem. I think I could have, but anything but this. Anything but this right now. End it. End it.
Game over.
God, I fucking hate this. I hate this so much. This might be worse than War Gods. I think I have to call this one worse than War Gods. War Gods at least moved at a pace that I could deal with, even if it was like shitty animation and ugly to look at and mostly just unfair. This is just unfair because it's fucking cumbersome to even try and deal with the animation speed, with the moveset, with everything. I almost want to say that they're tied. I don't know for sure, but they're both really, really fucking awful. And I can't believe I had to play them so close together. I may try again, but this is really awful. And I feel like I've already been doing it for like 3 weeks because of War Gods. So, I hope I've successfully driven you away from this game because it's so, wow, this is really bad. Sure. Yeah, this is not good. I don't mind the character design.